All right, all right, all right. I think we're good to go ahead and start here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday so far, and a great start to your week, or first half of the week, I guess. But I am happy to report that finally it's starting to warm up a little bit, and the snow is starting to melt. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that it is finally starting to melt, and we are warming up a little bit. Not too much, but but enough to at least let it start melting. We're not in the deep freeze. I don't have the blanket on my legs while I'm sitting here right now. I don't look like the little old lady in the rocking chair, so I'm very happy that we've gotten past that point, because I definitely wanted it so badly. But yeah, trying to think. Not too much to report. In terms of like what's happened since our last stream on Sunday, where we made some really cool discoveries. We'll get into that a little bit, but and what we'll be doing today as well. But I mean, one thing I will say is that at work today, without giving away too much detail, basically we had to we got a new shipment of some new carts to like move stuff around in, to like transport objects and collections. And hey, Pirate, good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good evening. And we had to like build like 3 or 4 carts, and that involved we didn't have any like drills. We had to use hand screws to like screw in all the screws, and each cart had like 24 screws that we had to screw in. And my hand is like, because of how the grip on the screwdriver was, my like the skin on my like right hand, right in between my like finger and thumb, like peeled back, and it stings and it hurts. So it's so annoying. It's one of those like it's not like super painful. It's more just annoying because no, we don't have a ratcheting screwdriver. That would have been very helpful. Or having just a power drill would have been very helpful too. But I don't know if a power drill would have been able to get into some of the small corners like we needed to. But yeah, no, a ratcheting screwdriver would have been super helpful. But yeah, so my hand is still sore a little bit and like raw. Like especially like on like near one, it's not like it didn't get peeled back, but it's like when you touch, it's like skin where it's like very just kind of just like tender, and like it stings a little bit when you just touch it or you brush it against something. So hopefully I won't have any problems using my mouse today because this is on my dominant hand. But yeah, that's the closest. Well, no, that's actually not the closest thing I've had to a workplace injury. Something else that happened was, it was like the first week. This was like the first week I was working at a museum. I was with one other collections person, and we were in the storage vaults for all the archival material, which is, if you have never been in one of those, it's basically like shelves just filled with like these like mostly like gray boxes that are used specifically for storing like archival material. And they're made of like this thin cardboard, like really thin, like board, or not even not cardboard, like a board, like really thin. And it's also really dry in these places, because that's how to preserve the material, they have to keep the humidity down, so your skin is very just like dry and kind of like cracky. And I accidentally, when we were putting some material back, putting some folders back in boxes, I accidentally brushed like my finger, like where I forget, I'm blanking on the term for it. It's like where your fingernail, the back of your fingernail reaches your connects with your finger, like your nail, like that part was like very dry, and it like went up against the edge of the box, and I started bleeding to the point where like it didn't hurt, and I didn't notice for like I don't know how long, and then suddenly, you know, my friend at work that was helping me, she was like, you're bleeding," and I like looked and I was like, "Oh," and I realized, thank God. I was so I wasn't nervous about myself. I was nervous that I accidentally got blood on some of the collections, on some of the archival material. Thankfully, I didn't. Thankfully, I did not. And I had to go like clean myself up and everything and like put a band-aid on it. That's the closest thing I've had to a closest thing I've had to a workplace injury, which is nothing, you know. Like this what I have right now is more painful than that was. I've had two. Once when I was working in a factory, I was unloading a lorry, and it moved with two of us in it, and a pallet slid onto my knee. Oh God. The other one was getting an acid burn from a suspicious package. What kind of suspicious packages are you working with, man? That's your current job. Jeez, that's terrifying. I hope it wasn't too like bad of an acid burn. Because that just sounds awful to like having to then you have to wash that and like. Do you know what it was? Like what kind of like acid or like what? Because suspicious package is like very ominous. But yeah, you sound like you've gotten a lot more worse workplace injuries than I have. I don't think. Yeah, I've never gotten that injured at work. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I've never gotten that injured. Thankfully, I'm knocking on my desk right now to to just know. It was in a stationary box, thought it was a paper delivery, put my hand in, and it burnt me quite bad. Had permanent nerve damage and muscle issues. Oh my God, dang. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks that it was that bad of a burn to have nerve damage. Wow. So it was just like you just got it mixed up because you thought it was a paper delivery that like you just stuck your hand. Oh, it was reported to the government. Wait, so this was like an actual like. You weren't kidding when you said suspicious package. If like. Dang, man, that's terrifying, and crazy that you still work there too. After that happens, like I don't know. I feel like I would be considering looking somewhere else if I worked somewhere where that was a possibility of happening. Jeez, that is nuts. Yeah, what I'm going through is nothing compared to that. So that's crazy that you had to go through that. God, yeah, an acid burn. Because I am like, so a little bit of nap lore. When I was like 9, someone sent some chemicals illegally, tried to get around rules, no name, etc. on it, and it was a random stationary box. Okay, so they were trying to. I see. Okay, so they were likely trying to just get around like. Having to like, you know, I'm assuming there's probably like laws or permits or whatever, you know, that you need to get to like to transport certain chemicals and stuff like that, and they were trying to not do it. Or trying to get around that. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, shipping rules, fees, and customs. Okay, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense, but wow, that is terrifying that something like that could happen. But yeah, but the burn thing really like gives me like just heebie-jeebies because I had when I was 9, a little bit of nap lore. When I was 9, I got burnt by a soldering iron really bad on my leg. And it like that event like made me I am super paranoid now around like hot stuff. like cooking, fireplaces or campfires. Like I can deal with. I'm not like Frankenstein. I'm not like Frankenstein, like freak out or anything like that. But I'm just like way more cautious around like hot stuff because of it. Like that I'll accidentally like burn myself. And I like when I like for example when I put like pasta in like boiling water, I like have my arm like extended as far out as possible. I have my hand covered in like an oven mitt, and I'm like carefully like moving this stuff because I'm afraid it's gonna splash and like burn me. Like, you know, like I can do it. Yeah, soldering iron burns are nasty. It was pretty nasty. It took a while to heal. Never found out who sent it. There's still an investigation on the government end. That's crazy. How long ago was that? If they're still doing an investigation. But yeah, the soldering, and what was crazy with the I mean, I will admit, the burn, it was well, it's kind of my fault. I was 9 years old, and we actually, how it happened is that we had just moved into this new house, and we had a guy, like an electric guy, come over, or working on our, like, I think he was working on our alarm system, like our home alarm system, and he was doing some wire work in our basement, and I went down into the basement. He wasn't there. He was, like, I don't know if he, like, went to his truck or something like that, and me being an idiot kid, I, like, was near where he was working on stuff, and, like, it was like a little bit of like a ledge that you could like crawl onto. And I crawled into the area that he was working on, and he left his soldering iron there, and he left it on while he was away. And when I crawled in there, I put my knee down. When I put my knee down on the ledge, I did it right on top of the soldering iron. And yeah, it was, oof. I screamed. I remember I screamed so loud, and then ran upstairs, and like my dad was home, and like yeah, my dad, yeah, that's also a massive fire risk. Yeah, no, my dad was pissed. Like, even though like I will admit, like I shouldn't have been down in that area where he was working on it. My dad was pissed that like he left that on. Happened nearly a year ago. Oh, wow. Okay, so kind of semi recent, but not like. But still, the fact that there's still an investigation, that's crazy. And even though there's no name on it, I feel like, well, I guess it depends on how they send. I don't know how the post system works in the UK, so I don't know how like easier it is if it's that difficult to track something like a package when somebody sends it. But I guess if they're trying to, like you said, they had no name or anything on it, so they're trying to get around stuff. But man, that is a crazy story. But yeah, all right. I think that's good enough in terms of story time. So let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So let me go ahead, shrink myself down here. All right, so to give you just a quick update. Hey, Wonju, good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a great evening or day wherever you are. But to give you a little bit of an update, or just a recap of what we've been doing. So, this is a photograph that I bought at an antique store. It is from 1888, and it depicts a kid's birthday party. And what makes this, as you can see here, there are numbers underneath all the kids here. And what makes it so cool is that we have the names of every single person in this photograph with numbers associated with the person in the photo. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is night for you. That's right. Yeah, because you're in Europe. So, but yeah, I'm doing great. Just excited to continue researching this thing and figuring it out. So yeah. So we're trying to find everybody in the historic record that was in this photo. That's in this photo. So far. Yeah, so that's what this is, One Jew. This is an antique photo that I bought at an antique store. Where from 1888 that has the names of everybody on the back of it. So I'm trying to find in the historic record all of these people and research them. So far, we have done numbers 1 through 4. Numbers 1 through 4, which... Oh, whoops, nope. Wrong thing. There we go, which you can see here. So we got number 1. 1 is Harry Fosselman. 2 is Harry Lewis. 3 is Ruth Terry, and 4, which we did last time, is Marion Metcalf, who is the sister of the birthday girl in this photo. Also, like almost everybody in this photo so far has been cousins. Hey, it's all right. You can see The Office. It's how I normally start anyway. But yeah, so today we're going to be... Hold on, let me make this a little bit more bigger so you can zoom in a little bit. So yeah, so today we're going to be researching number 5 here. Number 5, as you can see, she's very much staring down the camera, staring down the barrel here. The most I feel like out of everybody. And on the back of the photograph, we can see that her name, right here, number 5, is Amy Brown. Now, let me go ahead. And let's transfer on over to our research area. Okay. Let's see. Kind of looks like an F or something lined through. I think that's how some people used to do a 7 back in the day. It's a little, and also it is pen. It is definitely pen. And yeah, I think they did try putting something above her head. You can see in this photo that's directly above me. That's a zoom in of the person specifically that we're going to be researching today. The 3, yeah, I think they did try writing a 5 or a 3 up there, and then they decided instead to put it down here for something reason. But yeah, so on top of when I do this research, I have also been keeping track of everything with this spreadsheet here. So we have all this information on all the people that we've researched so far. So birthplace, birthday, the names of their parents, if they were married, if they had kids, what their occupation was. And last time, like I said, we researched Marion Metcalf, and the crazy thing that we discovered with that one, I made a tweet about it on Twitter, but we discovered that her husband was an Olympic gold medal sprinter. He competed in the Paris Olympics in 1900 and won 2 gold medals, 2 silvers, and 2 bronze. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me pull up real quick. Here we go. Just so you can actually get a visual thing for it. This is her husband, Walter Tewksbury. So yeah, he competed in the 1900 Olympics Games as a sprinter, won gold in the 200 meter, the 400 meter, the 60 meter, or silver in the 60 and 100 meters, and then bronze in the 200 meter. So yeah, he was the husband of number 4 in this photo. So actually you can see her in the photo above me, number 4 right there, next to number 5. That's Marion. So that was, yeah. Yeah, he lived to be 92 as well, which is, I think he lived longer than his wife. He lived longer than Marion. Marion died, I think, 4 years before, because he died in 1968 here, and she died, yeah, 1964. Okay. Oh, yeah. I forgot to put this, because, yeah, she is buried in Sunnyside. Okay. Now, today's stream. That's all what we did on Sunday, discovering all of that, which was really cool and really awesome. Today, however, is going to be a little bit different. So, before we started researching individual person and like deep dive into each individual person, I did a stream where I was going through every single person on this list on, hold on. Yeah, on this list. Went through every single person and just trying to see if I can find anything about them in the historic record. And so that's why if they have an X here, that means I was able to find some sort of historic record about them. However, if you notice, Amy Brown, who we're supposed to be researching today, in my initial research, I could not find anything for an Amy Brown. It doesn't help that Brown is a very common last name. And I did find that there was a couple, like, there were Brown people with the last name Brown. These it's a very common name, but there are Brown family members living in the county where this photo was taken at that time. So that is possible. The birth names and the married names. So far, all of these names are their birth names. So as of right now, all of these are birth names. Because Marion does marry later in her life, and so did... Actually, wait, yeah, because she did marry later in life, and she did, and it still had her actual full name. So yeah, so far, and in my preliminary research that I did, I'm pretty sure all of these are maiden names. However, that actually does make things more difficult, because if Amy Brown, if that is her birth name, if she got married at a young age, and we don't have any like records from when she was a kid or young or like a teenager or anything, that means there are only going to be historical records have her with her married name. But if we don't know what her married name is, we're not going to be able to find her. No, it's not only Brown I couldn't find. There are 3 other ones. So there's 4 in total that I wasn't able to find any records for with different last names. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, one of them is also Brown. Edna Brown. Yeah, we do know that there were other... yeah, same location as the... As of right now, what I might have to do with this is I might have to expand my research beyond the initial county and just see if maybe they were only there for a little bit of time. I think what I'm going to do this time, which I didn't do last time, was I think I'm going to research newspapers. Because if I can find newspapers with them in them, that'll help narrow things down a lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they could not. They might have just gone there for the birthday party. We don't really know. So, and we know that they had to have been born before 1888. So I'm going to start here. Oops, Amy Brown. We know that they're in Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. And then let's the problem with the birth year thing is that I wish maybe let's I mean, I don't know exactly what her age is. I'm just going to say 8 years old because she looks about the same age. She looks about the same age in as number 4 there. Number 4 was 8 years old. So we'll try that. Yeah, there are both men and women in the photo. Both boys and girls. It's a little hard to tell in older photos because when children were like really young in the Victorian era, they did not really they didn't dress them like according to like modern like gender norms and everything. Like most like boys most boys like during like young boy like toddler age boys were like dressed in like dresses and stuff like that. No, of course not. You're all good ones. I love answering questions. That's why I do this. In fact, actually, hold on. That reminds me. I need to put something in the chat here so that if anybody joins, they know that they can ask questions. Okay. Let me do that, and then pin the message. But yeah, questions are, I mean, that's in the title. That's in the title of the stream. Questions are welcome. All right, let's see if this brings up anything. Okay. Immediately, right off the bat, we have one for this person, Amy Edith Brown. Father, okay, so, and the thing that's going to confirm that we have the right person, because like we said before, they could be from a different part of Pennsylvania. This person is born in Butler, Pennsylvania. But what's going to confirm it for us is that Amy has a sister who's also in the photo, right here, named Edna. So if we're able to find a family that has 2 daughters named Edna and Amy or something similar, that's how we know we got them. That's how we know it's the right Amy Brown. Because like I said, Amy Brown is a pretty common name. So let me look at this real quick. Let's see, does she have siblings? She does. But nothing... There's a Lulu, a Zelda, a Robert, and a Samuel. That's making me think that this isn't her. Because that... Hold on. Yeah, that's clearly Edna. That's not Zelda. And plus, Lulu would have also been likely in the photo. So I don't think that's her. Let's see. What about this one? Birthday 1880. Okay, by 1900 she's already married. Because that is the problem, is that for some reason in this county, the 1890 census just doesn't exist. It has either been digitized or it's been like lost to time. Let me look at this real quick. Oh no, that's a different. Okay, yeah, no, this isn't her. That's a daughter. Saying that the name is Man. I think that's saying that her maiden name is Man, not Brown. So that's not her. She was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, is there a way to like? Okay, how with this one? Ashley Brown. Annie P. Brown. Let's see. What about this one? Amy Edward West. No. Hold on, wait. I realize I can do this. Hold on. Amy Brown. I can... sibling. Edna. Let's see if that helps. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of the born, actually. I'll change it to that. Okay. Let's see, exact change. The thumbnail, I think I did that on like the first stream I did of this. I had like a zoomed out version of it, but the problem is that it gets so small that like you can't really see anything. Unfortunately, like you can't really like get a good look at anything because it gets so small. So I have tried doing that. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of, maybe just make it Pennsylvania. Okay, no, I think this has actually made things worse. Actually, wait, no, I think I will bring back the 1880. We'll do plus or minus 5 years for that. And we'll make it specifically that state. They do keep bringing up this a man Amy Edith, Amy E. Brown. That's the one that's always coming up. But we know it's not her because Brown is her married name. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this a different Amy E. Brown? Hold on. Armstrong County. Residence of Man. Armstrong. Guy and Mary H. Brown. Mary Brown. Amy Brown. Hold on, where is Armstrong County? Let me pull that up real quick. Let me pull up Google Maps real quick. Okay, so Armstrong County is... Okay, it's over here by Pittsburgh. And the person we're researching is all the way over here. So yeah, it's not impossible, but I feel like this makes it less likely. And, okay, let me look at this 1900 census real quick. Edward Brown, West Brown. No, this isn't. This isn't her. Yeah. Let's look at specifically 1900. Amy T. Brown. Let's see. How's this one? Oh, what? That's weird. Why does she have a... Oh, is she married? Why does she have a different last name? That's weird. Okay, but either way, it's not her. Amy Brown. That's his son-in-law. Amy Brown. I feel like the fact that I'm not getting anything because of, like... Oh, these are all the Emmas. I mean, it could be Emma, but... let's okay. Actually, you know what? No, let's try newspapers because I feel like that's more likely to have it. And let's specifically again do Wyoming County. Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. let's do 1875 to 1888. Well, that's not a good sign. Wow, really nothing. And I feel like if we just make it Pennsylvania, there's going to be like way too many. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me sort. Pull this first. Mrs. Amy Brown. New York notes. What's the thing about New York? A lot of these are stories of somebody who was thrown out of a window. Amy and Brown's. Mrs. Amy Brown's. Okay, hold on. What's this? Entertainment in the Harmony Graded Schoolhouse on Saturday. Performance was very good. The dress of welcome was made by Miss Amy Brown, and a long program followed. Vocal solos. I don't think that's her. What's this one? Following Amy E. Brown. I think that's the one we've already seen. Samuel Bruckheimer. Bright. Yeah, nothing. I think that's the. It's talking about London. So the only thing that's coming up is for an Amy Brown is mostly it's mostly this Lancaster one. Okay, no, it's not that one. Let me try her sister's name, Edna. Anything from Wyoming? No. But there is one from this county. Okay, hold on. What is this? What is this? List of the school year. 1887. Okay, hold on. We're getting onto something here. Following pupils have attained an average of 8 for the year's schoolwork and the examination in the morning promoted to the next higher grade. And one that's here. Oh, dang it. I got my hopes up. Because there are some names that I recognize here. I recognize Edward Dunn. And yeah, so there's a Gertrude Brown. This is a different Edna. Not the Edna we're looking for. I'll make sure they're not somewhere else on this page. Dang it. I feel like we were so close with that one. Where's Lackawanna? Hold on. Lackawanna County. Okay, actually, the ones from Lackawanna County could be her. Okay, let's make those specifically. Okay. This could be her. Because, yeah, this is grammar schools that say have been promoted to C class of the high school. Okay, I mean... I feel like 1884, though, if she's going into high school, that I think that's too old. Because 1884, if she's going into high school, that's 4 years before this photo was taken. This is clearly not a kid who is in or post high school. This one. Yeah, high school reports. Yeah, this isn't the right... Dang it, got my hopes up. So yeah, all these ones for high school aren't her. Yeah, this is talking about like her being like secretary of a club. So yeah, so this Edna Brown is not the right one that we're looking for. Okay, what's this? The summer term of school was commenced with Miss Edna Brown as a teacher. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not her. Yeah, so this... what about this one? What is this article? About people we know. The surprise party. It was a Halloween party. Yeah, no, this isn't... Still isn't her. Oh, no, wait. I'm an idiot. This is Edna. Not Amy. Amy is the person in the photo above me. Hold on. Let me pull up... Who is Edna? What number is Edna in this? Edna's number 23. If anything, she's younger. Yeah, I have thought about that one, dude. That Amy is short for other names, like Amelia or something like that. That was kind of my next step. Is to see if there's like an Amelia or something like that. Let me try. Let me change the dates here. To 1900. Okay, Philadelphia, there's a lot. Allegheny. Again, if there's anything from Wyoming. There isn't. That's crazy that there's nothing from at all from Wyoming County. Look at this one quick. Postage stamp swindle. Oh, this is... Wait, what? Oh, it's like a... Oh god, okay. Yeah, this is like a... This is a scam. This is like a... It's like a like the classic Nigerian prince scam, but for stamps. Saying that they need stamps to send something and to send them stamps. That's crazy. Goes to show that some things never change. Okay, hold on. Let me change it back to Amy real quick. Whoops, not Amu. Amy. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, this is Miss Amy Brown. A Miss Chopin is visiting in Tacanic. Wait a second. Where... Okay, wait, hold on. What's this one? Anxious for missionaries. Oh no, this is an article from New York. So it's not what we're looking for. What if we get rid of... Okay, we get rid of that. Okay, hold on, wait, yeah, there are some... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Oh, Okay, I think we found her. Okay, wait, hold on. This is her. Mrs. Jenny L. Thompson, accompanied by Mrs. Guthrie Thompson, Amy Brown, Bessie Lighton, and Mabel Lewis, spent several days of last week with friends at Beaumont, returning home Sunday. Okay. This is actually what we... I think this is her. Because 3 of the names... Hold on, let me move this so you can, like, see. 3 of the names on this list are in this article, showing that they were friends. Bessie Lighton is... hold on, I saw it on here. Number 11. Bessie Lighton, number 11. And Mabel Lewis is... I know I've seen that. I know that name's on here. Oh, it's number 24, the last one. And this is her maiden name. This Amy Brown, this is her maiden name. Because it has Mrs. in the front here, stating that all of them here are unmarried. This is her. And this is 1889. This is 1 year. This is 1 year before the photo, or 1 year after this photo was taken. I think we might, yeah, I think we did strike gold, actually. But is this Mrs. Amy Brown the same Amy Brown? That's what we need to figure out. So that's 1889. What is this? Whoa, what is this? What is this list? Premiums awarded. At the 15th Annual Fair of the Wyoming County Agricultural Society, held on the grounds at Taconic, Pennsylvania, September 17th, 18th, and 19th. Oh, okay, so this is all, like, things that... It's like classic, like, county fair, like, things people made. And she's on here. Slumber robe. She made a slumber robe. Which, yeah, I think that could be right. And Mrs. J.W. Fassett. Okay, yeah. What I'm wondering is if, like... What if she, like, in newspapers went by, like, initials or something like that? Because that was a thing back in the day. People would sometimes go by initials. Following program entertainment of the Presbyterian Church to be given at the Opera House this evening. Daisy Childs. Oh my god. Oh my god. Daily Rim. Wait. Oh my god. We found her too. That was the one that we were having such a hard time trying to figure out. Grace Daily Rimple. Like, that's what I thought it was. But look at that. We found her right there in a newspaper. Oh my god, we're finding everybody. So I'm gonna... Okay, so now we know that is the spelling of it. And we did find her in something. And we did find Amy Brown. Oh, this is great. Oh my god, this is awesome. Finding more people. Okay. Miss Weston, Miss Bardinger, Miss Weston, Jenny Roberts, Grace Daly, Grace Daly Rimple, Ruth Holiday, or Hodley, sorry, Amy Brown, Helen Lewis. Okay, yeah. That's one of the names. Leslie Chase. That's also a name on this list. A. Brown, Miss Daisy Child, Miss Lily Childs, Eva, Lizzie, Nellie, Shame. Okay. Yeah, no, this is her. This has to be her. Oh, this is great. Okay. Oh, I think this is the same thing, but just like more spaced out. It is, yeah. It's just more spaced out for the program. Okay. Okay, this is 1892. A juvenile Christian endeavor society was organized at the Presbyterian Church Sunday with the following officers. President George Kittredge, Vice President Amy Brown, Treasurer Mary Baldwin, Secretary Fred Shook. They met in the Sunday school room of the church every Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Mary Baldwin, is that another person on here? Yep, right there, Mary Baldwin. Wow. Yeah, it turns out newspapers are actually being like the better way to like look for these people and to find them. This is great. This is turning out way better than I thought. But the thing is, though, that's the last thing, and that's in 1892. What happened? I changed to 1888. Nope, there's nothing for 1888. So something. If we had the 1890 census, we could maybe find her. Because Amy shows up. Hold on. But what about Edna? See, Edna doesn't show up. Hold on. Let me look. Look back at this photo again real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an Edna. Number 23 there. I'm pretty sure that's an Edna. Because the only other thing I was thinking... Hold on, 23. Let me pull up the photo again. Yeah. It has to be an Edna. I mean, maybe they weren't related and they just happened to both be Edna? Or both with the last name Brown? That is a possibility. That does happen. Ooh. Hey, Wenju, welcome back. The only thing that you really missed is that one other person that was originally missing. This one, Grace Dalrymple, Originally, she didn't have an X here because we didn't find her, but I just found her in this newspaper article right here, next to Amy, right here. So that means now we actually have found historical records for all except 2 people on this list. Okay. And yeah, so we know for sure that Brown is her maiden name. What if we go 1901 to like 1910? Nothing. Okay. So, yeah, I am gonna do that one, Jew, and that's like gonna be my next step here, because something that is interesting is that all of the records for her only show her living in Wyoming County from 1889 to 1892. So my theory is that she only lived here in Wyoming County for a very short amount of time. That is a really unique one. I don't even think I've heard that as a name, but I will try real quick. I'll try Amelia. Actually, hold on. Let me go back to. Let me change the. I forgot to change the years back. 1888 to 1900. Nothing. If only we had the 1890 census. If we had an 1890 census, we could probably figure this out. On which exactly... let's see. Okay, let's get rid of the sibling thing. Let's see. Okay, yeah, nothing. Okay, maybe if we get rid of that. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Oh, no, this can't be her. It's not this Emma Brown, because she was born in 1897. And it's not this one, because this person was born in Canada in 1866. But hold on. Let's look at the family real quick here. Let's see. Why the Pennsylvania search? Because that's where this photo was taken. Because on the back of the photo here at the bottom, we can see right there, it says that this photo was owned by somebody in Tucanic, Pennsylvania, which is in Wyoming County in Pennsylvania. And all the people that we've researched before this were, like, majority of them were born in Tucanic, Pennsylvania. So that's why we're searching in Pennsylvania, because it's most likely that that's where, especially in 1888 or in the 1880s, let's see. Henry Dunn is actually, I actually know he's actually not part of the Brown family. He's actually, he is a son, because I also researched him too really quick. He is the son of this person, Eleanor Metcalf. She marries a man named, with the last name Dunn, and their oldest son is Henry Dunn. And so that's how he ended up owning the photo at some point. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's go back here. Let's look at Levi Brown real quick. Where was he living before this? Okay, they got married in Tucanic. Married in 1891. Okay, here we go, 1880. How many Browns are there? Okay. Levi, Samuel, Lily, Desiree, Clarence. Okay, let's try looking at this family real quick, because we know this is a Brown family that was living... they're living in Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. At this time. But all these kids are too old. Or sorry, they're too old to be... Like, Clarence or Daisy... Lily or Daisy would, like, be the right age, roughly. Let me actually pull up George real quick. How many kids did George have? Or how many family members did George have? What's the oldest record for him? 1860? Okay, he did have a brother named Chester Brown. Okay, 1880, Chester Brown. Okay. No. Those are all two boys who are too young to be having kids at this point. Those are the only records we have for him. About Ira. More for Ira. about this Chester Brown? How many kids? Or how many siblings did he have? Oh wait, let's go to the 1850 census. Oh, Myra, Elizabeth, George, Charles. I think that's a mistake. Or maybe not. Are there other... Well, okay, what if we just get rid of the Amy and just search Brown, Wyoming County, Pennsylvania? Carrie Brown. Hold on. Amy Brown. Did you say Calvin earlier? No, I think I said, you might be thinking of Clarence. I think I did see Clarence earlier. No, this is a... Siblings, Jesse, no. But hold on. Who's this? Theodore... Oh wow, there's a lot of... Oh god, there's a lot of them. Because these all are in Lycoming County. Or sorry, not Lycoming, Wyoming County. Very similar names. Okay, hold on. Let's go through these guys real quick and see if any of them... Well, it would only be the men, though, because... Nope. None of those. Augusta and Sarah, none. Wealthy? Is that it? I've never seen Wealthy as a name before. Okay, no. Not Emma, not August. Let's try William. Yes, Ethel, Pearl, Arland. Ethel, Inez. Okay, no, it's not this member of the Brown family. Okay, let's look at this one. Daniel. Hello, Mon. Welcome on in. So we are currently looking up the person above me, who is number 5 in a list of 24 people that we're trying to find. From this photograph from 1888. Actually, hold on. I should just have a... Hold on. 1 second, guys. You're about to get jump scared by a giant photo. Don't be alarmed. I should just keep this up like the other one. So if I need more close up. So this is the photo that we're researching. All 24. We're trying to find all 24 of these kids from this photo. From 1888 that I bought in an antique store. And we're currently looking at number 5 that I have above me. And we have the names because this is what the back of the photo has, a list of every single person, which I have then transferred into this Excel sheet. Yeah. How do I go about finding all this? Well, so I thankfully, the reason why I'm able to do this is because this photo has some hints on it. First of all, we know that the photo... Oh, whoops, hold on. We know that the photo, right here at the bottom, we know it was taken in July 13th, 1888. So we have a year, which is very important. And then... also, on the back side, not only do we have the full names of everybody, at the very bottom here, it said this photo was owned by a man named Henry Dunn in a town called Taconic, who lived in a town called Taconic, Pennsylvania. And so even if this photo wasn't taken in Taconic, we at least had a starting state of likely where this photo was taken. And so because we have so many names here, and some of them are fairly unique, I was able to do a kind of a general search around Taconic, Pennsylvania in Ancestry here, where you can, put the full name of somebody, and then you can put where you think they lived at one point, and then through process of elimination, you are able to figure some people out. Also, what's super helpful is that some of the people on here are siblings. So, for example, this first one here, Harry Fosselman and Thora Fosselman, Harry Lewis and Helen Lewis and Mabel Lewis are all siblings. So if you find a family, if you find a Harry Lewis, because if you find a Harry Lewis and they are living at the same time with a Helen Lewis, then you know you found the right person. And then that kind of went from there. Number 5's name. So yes, so it looks, from my understanding, it looks like, and I know cursive is hard to read, and especially just anybody's handwriting is hard to read. It looks like number 5, Amy Brown, is the name. Amy Brown. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Although Gary, I could see why you would, it kind of does look like Gary, but I'm pretty sure it's Amy. I could see why it does kind of look like a Gary. Also, in the photo, I'm pretty sure that is a photo of that looks like a girl. I'm pretty confident. It looks like she has a ponytail. You can see the hair behind her shoulder. So yeah, and we have, yes, that is true. Gender neutral hairstyles and clothing were also fairly common back then, especially for kids. But we were able to find some newspaper records that do refer to an Amy Brown. Like this one, which I'm pretty sure is our right Amy Brown, because 2 other names here, Bessie Lighton and Mabel Lewis, are also on this list, are also in this photograph. So this is the right Amy Brown. But we were the only thing we've been able to find so far about her are just a handful of short newspaper articles. I haven't been able to find any good census records or or other records. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of... I'm just kind of going through all of these. I found there is a brown... I did find that there is a couple brown families that live in this county or in the area. And so what I'm doing is I'm going through all of them real quick and just like seeing if I can find any connection. Females losing their born family name when married makes it hard to. Yes, that is also very difficult too. If there aren't any records of them like as kids, it's very, very difficult to, figure out exactly where, like where they end up. Okay, so... But okay, okay, let's go up to this person. We're going further back in time to this David Keitler Brown. Because we already went through all of his kids. Okay, there's a William K. Brown here. Phone books, there aren't really that many phone books in city directories. There are some city directories, but because this is where they are living actually is here, which is a very rural part of Pennsylvania. So like city directories and stuff like that and phone books from like these places, like rural areas, haven't really been made digitally available online. But I personally I have a little bit of a theory as of right now. Is that we know that this photo was taken in 1888. And the only newspaper records we were able to find for her living in this area are between 1889 and 1992. Or 1892, sorry. Between 1889 and 1892. So, my personal theory is that she only lived here in this part of Pennsylvania or in this county for this short amount of time. Because she shows up around this time this photo was taken and then disappears not long afterwards. And if it was a death, most likely there would have been some record in the newspaper about her death. And unfortunately, these newspaper records don't give us really any additional information about her. Yeah, I have tried some nearby counties. The problem with this one in particular, though, is because Brown is such a common name that it can be very difficult sometimes to like determine exactly which is which, or if it's the same Amy Brown. Because that's the big problem, is that you have to make sure that it's the Amy Brown mentioned in the photo is the same Amy. You have to find some sort of connecting link that 100% confirms that like these two Amy Browns are the same person and not just somebody with the same name. Yeah, exactly. Common first name, common surname. So these newspaper articles, because they are from the same town and the same county that she was as the photo, and she's hanging out with some of the same people who are like in the photo, like Bessie Lighton and Mabel Lewis. These two other girls are also in the photo. That makes me confident that this Amy Brown mentioned in these newspaper articles is the same Amy Brown in the photo. But any Amy Brown mentioned anywhere else in any other county of Pennsylvania, it's going to be a lot harder to like make that connecting link. And that's what I'm trying to do right now with very, unfortunately, not much success. I mean, the fact that we just have at least some newspaper articles is, you know, it's something. It's not much, but it's something. I do want to check. Okay. Let's look at this real quick. I haven't looked at this yet because I didn't feel like I really had to. But now we're getting kind of to the point where we have to. This is the Wyoming County Historical Society, Taconic, Pennsylvania. So, because this is a small county, I don't know how much they're going to have available online. This could be a situation where, like, most of the stuff they have is, like, you have to go there in person to actually see it. But let's see. Family search, research for genealogists. Okay, these are just lists of... These are just lists of resources, not anything that they have. I think you have to probably come here in person. Following lists are some of the holdings of the Genealogical Library at Wyoming County Historical Society. Tombstone records, undertaker records, surname, Wyoming County Census. Oh, that would be super... That would be super helpful. Wyoming County Census would be so helpful. Census indexes, microfilm, and yeah. But I did see here, surname list. Into a reference for more information. Is there someone for Brown? Bowen. Okay, there is a Brown. Bowen. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me look at this. No, that's definitely Brown. That's definitely Brown. Yeah, and that's definitely Brown. People. Let's see what's in the people section. Is this... Oh, okay, let me scroll all the way to see if I can scroll all the way to the bottom here. Okay, I don't have a ton. Let me just Control F. No. No. Okay. Let's see something with, like, newspapers. Uh, 18. Oh, that's as far as it goes. That's too early for what we're looking for. Uh, yeah. Back to the history. Okay, hold on. Let me try another place real quick. I'm gonna pull up Family Search real quick because Ancestry is not helping us. Again, this is such a common name. Uh, Hold on. God, yeah, this is... Hold on. Yeah, here, let me show you guys so you can see what I'm doing here. Fortunately, yeah, there's... Even though... Oh, wait, no, it's not birthplaces, Wyoming County. Residence. Search. No. Birth. 1870. Yeah, let's do 1875 to 1885. Spouses unknown, siblings, Essie, Harry. Okay, but that's birth name. Amy Henrietta Brown Walter. Who's this? In 1881. Died in Washington. Hold on. I doubt this is her, but you never know. No, yeah, this isn't. Yeah. Washington, California. Okay, yeah, no, this isn't her. I don't think this is her either. Yeah, this is the Amy Edith Brown. Guy Hickox Brown. Olga, Guy, Amy, Samuel, Robert, Zelda, Lulu. I mean, this date-wise, this does match. Like 1880, like that looks like the right. That's like the right year. Residence in 1880. Butler County. Where's Butler County? Yeah, that's really far away. So yeah, I don't think that's her. Yeah, I really don't think that's her. Hmm. Majority of them. But is her birth name Brown or is her married name Brown? Wait, what? Hold on, what is this? Oh no, this isn't right because that's saying. Oh no, yeah, this is right. Or this might be. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there's just a random. She married? Yeah, it says she's married. So that's yeah. So Brown is her married name. So no, this isn't. This isn't the one that we're looking for. Oh wait, if I go back here and I change it to okay, wait, hold on. There are possibly some more here from nearby counties. List of letters remaining in the Scranton Post Office, Lackawanna County. Nope, this isn't because that's Mrs. So that's married name Amy Brown. Altoona, Pennsylvania. Yeah, this confirms it because this is Amy E. Brown, the one that we've been seeing a bunch. But that's saying in March of 1891 she's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Whereas also in that same year she's in Taconic. So these two Amy Browns are different for sure. Let's see. Philadelphia. No, this isn't talking. This is a different person. again, yeah, there's these ones also from these other places are likely not, they're not the same Amy. So yeah, so I think this one, this Amy Brown in Lancaster also isn't her. Wedding. Hold on. A wedding summons of the Reverend, attended by a cousin of the groom. Right? Oh wait, no, this is her being a... Okay, this isn't her wedding. This is a different... She was that Amy Brown was attending somebody's wedding. Lancaster, Pittsburgh. Oh, what about the Scranton one? Stroudsburg. This might... Wait, hold on. The ball was given for President Webb's dancing class, Burnett House Community, Washington's birth. So it's a ballroom for... Okay, hold on. There are people here. The Dunn last name is recognizable. Are there any other names here? Mrs. Thomas Dunn. That's Eleanor in this photograph. Pretty sure. Miss Charles Rose and Miss Harvey Bush. Oldorf, Alan Musselman, Frank Miller, William Miller, Robert Ruth, George Dunn. It's difficult to say if that is her. I know the ones from... Wait, hold on, what's this? Miss Amy Brown, Libby Conrad. Oh, this is letters. Again, it's hard to... Hold on. Where's the... Here we go. That's the county that we want. Oh yeah, no, we did see these ones. Yeah, they're really... Ottawa? No. Okay, we already saw those. Dang, yeah, this is... This is really rough. This is really rough. I mean, because there's nothing else in. Okay, yeah. So that's a good thing to point out, One Ju. So what we do know, the only thing we do know, is that there was an Amy Brown hanging out with this friend group. So these this group of people in this photograph. We know that we have newspaper articles talking about her hanging out with, going on trips like this one here, where she, along with other people in this photo, spent several days last week with friends at Beaumont, returning home Saturday. We know here she is listed as winning a prize for creating a slumber robe here for the Wyoming County Fair. We know she was in a where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, we know that she was in a recital with the local Christian group. She took part in a recital with the local Christian group. And she was here, part of the Juvenile Christian Endeavor Society, where she was vice president for that in Taconic. And all of these records and newspapers only date from 1889 to 1892. But unfortunately, these things don't give us any information on who her parents were, if she had any siblings, who they were, when she was born, how old she was in the photo, because we don't. Those are the things that we don't know, and those are the things that would give us the best way to identify which which Amy Brown that we're finding in these other records is the correct Amy Brown. So that's the problem, is that we don't know a ton. We know some interesting things, just in terms of we know that she existed. There is record that she existed. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be, I don't know. She's gonna be difficult either way. Let me quickly Google something else real quick. I mean, and if we are not able to find anything else, I mean, this wouldn't be the first time I've done research and we haven't been able to find the person we're researching. When we've done my patent research before, there have been 2 or 3 times where we were not able 100% to confirm that the person, we could find the person from the patent record. $18.90 census. this for... Okay, this is why. I tried Googling real quick, just like something about like the 1890 census. This is why we're not finding anything. The original population schedules for the 1890 federal census of the United States were destroyed by a fire at the Commerce Department in Washington, D.C. on January 10th, 1921. All of the population schedules for Pennsylvania were destroyed. So that's why... That's the census record that we need the most. If they are going to be in a census record, that is the one that they would be in. And the fact that we don't have that is what's really frustrating. Yeah, so, and yeah, from what I'm seeing here, oh God, okay, yeah, because if my theory is correct, she was only living in that part of Pennsylvania during that time frame from 1888 to 1892. I mean, the fact that the census records were destroyed. Oh, does Pennsylvania do like their own state census? Let's see. No, they did. Okay, so Pennsylvania did not do a census. Yeah, they didn't do a census record. Did the news say where they went back to? I know they mentioned a day, who interviewed them, and why would it be newsworthy in the first place? So the reason why things like, I think you're talking about this one, about like, you know, like where they went on a trip. Back then, newspapers were basically Facebook of the day, where people are putting any little detail about their lives, like if they went on, traveled somewhere for like a day or a weekend, if they went on a trip, if there was a party, and then they would list everybody who went to that party. Like newspapers were basically the social media of the time. So things that, you know, we think of now today, newspapers are only for like news, important things and stuff like that. But really it was like there was a social aspect to it too. And so that's why you see stuff like this in old newspapers. Yeah, and this is also from 1889. Yeah, yeah, okay. So yeah, that's what it is. So it doesn't really, again, it doesn't really give us any information. Yeah, I don't think it's a birthday. Because there's no, if it was a birthday, it's, it would be, and I think I do know that that is, but the birthday is actually not, the birthday party in the photo is not for Amy Brown. The birthday party in the photo, it's hard to read, but you can actually see it right there at the bottom, is for Eleanor Metcalf. And in fact, actually, there's a better view. It's said better on the backside, or you can see right here, Eleanor Metcalf's birthday party. So that's whose birthday this is. She might attend more than one time. That is true. Well, if it was her birthday, they would say it in this newspaper article. If it was Eleanor Metcalf's birthday party, they would have said it here. And if she did attend like a party and was like listed there, it would show up in the newspaper records. Just try. Because we tried 1901 to 1910, right? Okay, so these are for a Mrs. Amy Brown, so married name is Brown. Luzerne County? There's only one thing here. Party for Miss Clinton. Farewell party. Sharky Van Clinton. P. Hemingway. Yeah, no, it's not her. She attended more than one time. She might show up with more information, was my thought, but not all attended was listed either. Yeah, exactly. So it's something that, like, if she did go to another party, we would, and if it was said in a newspaper, we would have found it by now. Shoot. Nothing for Wyoming County. Let's try 1911. Just to check. 1920. There's anything specific. I'm gonna make it specifically Wyoming County too. Yeah, there is. the fact that there's like nothing, the only time there is an Amy Brown specifically in Titanic between 1888 and 1892, that makes me think that her family quickly moved there and then moved away. She wasn't a local. Like, she wasn't born there, and she didn't, like, you know, have a lot of family there. We already did look through all of these. What year do you think she most likely was born in? If I had to guess, based on how she looks in the photo and compared to everyone else, so if I remember correctly, number 4 there is Marion, and Marion was 8. Number 4 there was 8 years old when this photo was taken. She looks about the same age as her, maybe a little bit older. So if we do a little bit of math, I think she was likely born sometime between 1878 and 1881. If I had to guess. But sometimes you can never really tell with, like, you know, with kids, especially, you know, in old photos of how exactly old they are. Hey, Aeon, welcome on in. Thank you for lurking. You're joining us as we're frustratingly trying to find any census records for this Amy Brown person. We do have some newspaper records. We only have like 4 newspaper records for her, and that's it. That's the only thing we've been able to find for her so far. We haven't been able to find anything else. If we go back here... What if we go 18... Anything for the 1890s? Okay, wait, who is this? Who's Bergen? Who's this? Bergen Branch, Reopen Baptist Church. A. Bergen Brown. Wait, who is that? Hold on, wait, what if we go by... Do we have, like, church records? Walter Brown, Clark Brown, Minnie Brown, Edwin Brown. Okay, well, actually, hold on. If we know that she possibly lived there in 1890... Brown and a Clarence Brown. Golden Hill Falls, Wyoming County. Okay, who's Clarence? Oh, there's no other records. What about Ella? Do we have any other record? Well, Ella is probably... Oh, wait, hold on. Clarence A. Brown. Okay, here's a different Brown family. It's 1870 census. Albert Hanna. 39 in 1870. It's likely not him. About 1890. Do you have... Okay, you're 25. You're not married, though. What about 1910? Janet Brown. Okay, nothing about kids. What about this 1900 census? Yeah, I was like, okay, so this Brown never had kids. Clarence never had kids. Let's look at Albert. I doubt it would be Albert because I think he's too young. Hold on. Okay, and also he died in 1872, so it's not him. It's not Albert. Okay, let's look at Aaron Brown real quick. That's their father. Do we have an 1860 record? Okay, we have an 1860 record for him. Does he have any other older sons? No. Okay. If we go to 1850... No. Who are his parents? That's what I want to know. Oh, wait, maybe if we go to his find a grave. Wait, was there an Emily Brown? This is... Okay, yes, this is an Emily Brown, but she was born... Emily Brown was born in 1848. So that means she would have been 40 when the photo was taken. And plus, if she did have kids, if she got married and had kids, their last name wouldn't be Brown. They would be her married name. So really, we only can look at male descendants of the Brown family. Because they're going to keep the name. Let's try find a grave real quick. Oh, okay, we don't have anything that goes further back. Yeah, we know it's not Let's go to Find No Grave real quick. Year born. I'll do 1880. Between like plus or minus 5 years. I'll try Wyoming County. I doubt we're gonna find anything. Yeah, nothing. Okay, what if we change it? And again, I think most of these are married names. So actually, hold on. Sometimes you can put the maiden name in the middle name and it'll work. Amy Brown Pearson. Hold on. Oh no, that's actually... I saw Wyoming for a second and I got excited and I realized, oh wait, no, that's actually the state of Wyoming. That's not Wyoming County, that is literally the state of Wyoming. Maybe here? Sometimes that... No. Yeah, that's it. If we had a marriage record, that would, like, help us the most. Hold on, wait, was there a thing to check maiden? Hold on. Oh, maiden name. I never noticed that before. Thank you, Wonshu. I've actually never noticed that before. Amy Brown, 1880. I've used this website so many times, and I've never noticed that was down there. That might be new. I feel like that might be new. Oh, that's why. It's... okay. Okay, hold on. What if I change it to... Pennsylvania? Are there any? Try 10-year? I think we'll go 10-year... Actually, yeah, let's do that now. Okay, that had a few more. Okay, Amy Catherine Brown. Amy Brown Costin. Let's just see if Edna comes up. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Siblings, Ida M. Brown, Carrie, Edna Brown. Oh, no. It can't be her. Edna here died in 1878. Edna died in 1878. This can't be her. I think this is the one that we saw already. Charleston's a newspaper editor who died of pneumonia following an infection from a cut on the lip. Street. She died from hypertension and heart disease. Her death certificate. She was cremated. She's buried next to her parents. This is the other. Yeah, this is the one in Pittsburgh that we know is not her. We know it's not the one in Pittsburgh because there were newspaper articles that, like, for 2 different Amy Browns at the same time, one in Pittsburgh and one in Taconic. So yeah, unfortunately, this isn't her. That was close, though. Okay, let's get rid of the Edna. Pittsburgh, Huntington, Erie, Myers, Delaware County, Allegheny County. Eddie Brown, Eddie Bunch, Reisler Brown. Oh, these aren't all maiden names. I'm gonna make it back to 5 years again because I really think that's more likely where she fits in that range. AC Brown Hag. Delaware. First name is. We don't know what her first name is. That doesn't help us. Yeah, I wish. Why did she have to have such a common last name? I thought the fact that her sister was also on there, or who I'm assuming is her sister, would be on here. But the fact that there's also nothing for her. There's even less for her. Yeah, literally nothing. Oh wait, no, hold on. It's E. Brown. What do we know about this? Rachel. No, okay, so it's none of these. Okay, we go to Michael Brown. Let's see, 19... Let's go to 1880. Yeah, William, Mary, Hannah, Michael, Andrew, Edward, Nathaniel. Okay, yeah, so it's none of them. But does Michael have any siblings? I don't think 1870 is going to be enough. He's going to be married. Yeah. Also, his birth... Actually, oh, wait, no. His birthplace is Ireland. So, yeah, no, he actually isn't... It's not going to be him. Who's this? That's just from Bradford County, Pennsylvania. There's nothing... Yeah. Yeah, this is not... This is just a random person. Man. Yeah, I wish we could actually find more. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to wrap my brain around like anywhere else that we could look. We already tried cemetery records and grave records. Tried family search. Tried newspapers. We tried all of Ancestry, all the different things. I can't... Let me change it back to Amy real quick. And let's maybe look... Family trees. Archibald Brown, Arlie Brown, Anna E. Brown, 1892. Hold on. Anna E. Brown. Bradford County. Why did I see a thing for Wyoming County here? I thought I saw a thing for Wyoming County. His birth, Okay, she was born in... No? Hold on. Yeah, why is it saying her birth was there, but it's not? 1st December 1891. Oh yeah, we already... I think we already looked at this one. Yeah. This one? Archibald Brown. James Brown. Oh god, there's a lot here. Okay, wait, so it's not Diana, not Lydia. Could be Ellie? Ellie could either be a man or a... Yeah, okay, no, it's not. Phoebe Francis Henry? George Brown? No, wait, no, that's... George is too... Yeah. Prince Henry Silas? No. Mary? No. Lewis? No kids. Gilbert? No kids. James? No. Yeah. No, unfortunately we didn't come any closer. We're kind of still at the same place we were before. I'm just trying to go through some more... just various Brown families from Pennsylvania and not finding anything that matches. I'm gonna make that the birth is 1878. I'm just gonna say Pennsylvania. Just to try and help us get somewhere. Emma T. Brown. Is that her married name, or... Okay, wait, no, that is her. But that's really the only record we have of her. Yeah, we don't have any other information on her. I think we already looked at Claude, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, because this isn't. As we go to this 1870 record. 1856. Benjamin? Hold on. Let's get Benjamin real quick. I don't know if there's... Okay, hold on. Benjamin Brown. Ina, Ethel, Ida. Hold on. Inez. I don't think this is them because what I was hoping is that, like, if my theory is right and that they only lived in Wyoming County in, like, this, like, 4-year period, I'm hoping that there would be like a newspaper entry that's like, because sometimes when somebody moves away or a family moves away, you get a you get like a record of like, oh, the Brown family is moving to blah blah blah. Because I feel like if we just search Brown, hold on, let's just do 1889. Let's just do the year 1889, so it's not that many. Because... Hold on. Church directory, Presbyterian Church. J.H. Brown. Yeah, honestly, that's the type of newspaper I'd hope to find. One Jew. Okay, J.H. Brown. Hold on. That might be something. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Uh, 1892. We go all the way down. It's December. Because this is... The only reason I'm pursuing this is because it's very common for pastors in churches to be assigned to different churches and move a lot. Okay, hold on. Reverend J.H. Brownlee of Gettysburg, formerly of this place. So in 1892, J.H. Brown does move. Hold on. What is this? Deputy John Starling in charge. Horse and buggy, which was taken there by the cars. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Reverend J.H. Brown. Okay, wait, hold on. Reverend J.H. Brown of Gettysburg, her former pastor, officiating. Okay, what does J.H. Brown stand for? Hold on. Oh, wait, no, he's Presbyterian. Dang it. We can't use that list. Hold on. J. H. Or I'll just put J. Brown. Gettysburg. Get rid of the birth year. Get rid of the year. Okay, J. Brown. David J. Brown. J. Howard Brown. Is this him? A livestock dealer in Adams County all his life. He was a life member of the Eagles. Member of the John Lutheran Church. Surviving our 2 sons. 2 daughters. Okay, no, this isn't him. This is a different JH. Put JH. Does that change anything? Well, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go to 1885 to 1890. Okay, hold on. 1886 is when he shows up. This is about the same time. Theo, a lightning or in town Sunday. 2 years old, died at the funeral. Which speech of the Presbyterian Church. What is this one? Barry Dana. Uh... God, what's his full... I wish I knew what his full name was. He's Presbyterian Church. Hold on, if I make it 1883. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Reverend parents of Shawnee, Monday County, will preach at the Presbyterian Church. Monroe County. Okay, so he lived in Monroe County before that. Hold on. We might be on a... He's not living in Gettysburg anymore. So let's change it to Gettysburg. Uh, 1987. Hold on. I'll double check something before I say something stupid. Okay. So he's part of the abstinence, so that was alcohol. So he didn't drink alcohol. But, God, where... I want to know what his name is. Let me just change it to Pennsylvania. Of Shawnee. J.H. Brown. Hold on. Okay. J. Brown, Oscar Brown. J.H. It is J.H., right? Yeah. I think this is 2. John H. Brown. You're not specifically to Pennsylvania. Exact. No idea who he is. Pennsylvania. There's a lot in Wyoming County. 1900 to 1920. A lot in Wyoming County. Okay, 1912, they stop. Okay, hold on. Has been purchased. The residents on Sullivan Street and will take possession at once. Reverend Brown and family have gone to Gettysburg. Okay. Get rid of Wyoming County. You have anything for Adams County? No, we don't. Well, let's change this to newest. Okay, hold on. What is this one? Of York. Hold on, what is this? In Dixon, Illinois. Other residents of chosen homicide by the Reverend of New York. Well, married on. Oh, okay, that's getting married in 1870. What does this say? Baptist Church. Let's do 1921 to 1930. Let's see, 5 o'clock. It's an event. Okay, because he's 1930. Let's try 1931 to 1940. I mean, there could be a different Reverend J.H. Brown. I mean, this one's living in New York. Oh, wait. This one's Wyoming County. 40 years. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, no, this is 40 years ago. I'm starting to think that yeah, there's a different. Oh, wait. Cleveland, Ohio, Mrs. Brown and his wife, the late, restored the first AP church here several years ago. For several years. Wait, hold on, 45. I'll change it back to Wyoming County. Hold on. I changed it back to 1911 to 1920. Surprised his friends a few days ago by announcing the intention of leaving the church. He has served so faithfully in the past 8 years to go to Gettysburg, where he has received a call. His son, Arthur, will enter Pennsylvania College, which is located in that town. A meeting of the presbytery will be held here August 29th to take steps to dissolve the relations now exist between pastor and people. Okay, we have an Arthur. We have an Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown. What year was that? That's 1912. So if his son is going to go to Pennsylvania College, let's just say he's 18. Do some math here. So 1894. Okay, wait, hold on. This might be it. Arthur A. Brown. Mary Brown? No, that doesn't. There's no father listed. Arthur Brown. Actually, hold on. No. We know that he lived in Gettysburg. Let's try that. Oh, wait. No, I'll put 1894. John H. Brown. Is that? Hold on. John H. Brown? Do we have marriages? Okay, hold on. 1900 federal census. Oh. No, wait, hold on. No. John Brown. That's what we want. What does the 1900 census say that he does? Farmer. Okay, no, this probably isn't him. Oh, wait, hold on. Arthur Brown. Oh, it's not actually Brown. Just a misspelling of a different name. Plus or minus 5 years. State. Arthur Brown. James Arthur Brown. I mean, that does give us a little bit of a hint. What about 21 to 30 in this county? This one say? Nope, that's 40 years ago. Pastors of the different churches. Okay, yeah, this is again just another thing talking about the past. So this makes me think he's dead at this point. Oh, yes! Oh, yes. John H. Brown. Okay, that is his name. Reverend John H. Brown, former pastor of Presbyterian Church, dies in Newark, New Jersey. Former pastor of church. Dr. Brown, his kind of curious ways, he was genuine friends. Where was received in Shawnee yesterday? The death of the former pastor. Church there. John Halleck Brown. Brown was born in Broadsville in 1842, being the son of the late Daniel and Mercy Halleck Brown, were two of the early settlers there. The family subsequently moved to Bushkill, Pike County, and later to Shawnee, where they purchased a particularly fine farm, which was owned by their son until quite recent years. He entered the Philadelphia ministry 60 years ago and served successful as pastor in many places, including a number of years at Shawnee. His last charge was at Budds Lake, New Jersey, He retired the ministry at the age of 75. He then moved to Newark, where he has since made his home. He has arrived at his wife, Sophia, one son, Arthur. Oh my god! Oh my god! He is survived by his wife, Sophia, son, Arthur, and 4 daughters, Mrs. Richard Whitsfield of Hackerstown, New Jersey, Mrs. Albert Ackerman of Athens, Jersey, and Mrs. Amy and Edna at home. We found them. Oh my god. Oh my god, we found them. Oh, after how long have we been going? Over 3 hours. This is them. Oh my god. That's why he was so difficult to find. He was a pastor that kept moving everywhere. Oh my god. Wow. I am oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm ecstatic. Oh my god. I didn't think that we were going to be able to find them going this direction. Okay, so wait. So so, you know, I was going to end this stream like in a little bit thinking like, you know, the message and my message was going to be like, you know, sometimes when you do this research, you know, you have to know when to stop. You have to kind of know when to give up and kind of like, you know, move on to something else, especially when you're working on a project like this where you're trying to find multiple people. But sometimes now forget that message. Sometimes you just got to follow a lead that you don't think is going to go anywhere. Oh, this is them. This has to be them. John H. Brown. So that's why. He was a son. Okay, so John H. Brown. Hold on. So Newark, New Jersey, 1930. So John H. Brown. Hold on. Okay, so John Brown, born in 1842. In where did it say? Broadheadsville. It might be one of those places that's so small that it doesn't exist. The son of the late Daniel and Mercy Brown. Bushkill, Pike County, and later to Shawnee. Who lived in ministry 60 years ago. His wife, Sophia. Okay, hold on. Sophia. 1930. Oh, wow. I feel great now. I feel fantastic. I just got so much, and I was so tired and like ready to kind of call it quits, but now I just got hit with a bunch of energy. Yes, thank you, Wonju. Yeah, we found him. We found finally. No, it's not him. Okay, wait, that's the newspaper. Okay, here we go. The 1920 census. Yep. Oh my god. We finally found Amy and Edna. Wow, and both that's crazy that I couldn't find them. Neither of them ever married. That's crazy that I couldn't find them before. Brown stayed their name the whole time, but I think it's because they moved all over the place. Because they're living in New Jersey. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. When was... Yeah, birth year, 1881. This matches. In 1884. Both of them would be in the photo. Oh, this makes me so happy. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing if they never married, but... Oh, wow. Okay. So... because it is getting late, and we did find them, but I am actually going to call it here. And what we're going to do is on Sunday, I will... now that we have this information, I will spend Sunday's stream looking up Amy's records. Now that we know, who she is and where she was living, like now that we have a starting point, because the oldest census record we have for her is 1900. Yeah. No, this has to be them because it's both siblings. Both Amy and Edna. Here they're living in Connecticut in 1900. Because when did they move to Gettysburg? Hold on. Oh, this is 20... Again, another 20 years ago thing. Yeah, 1912. Okay, hold on. Do we have a 1910 census? Where's the 1910 census say they were living? Mount Olive, Morris, New Jersey. Okay, either way. Either way, we found them. That's all that matters. That is honestly all that matters, is the fact that we found them. Oh, God. Okay. Phew. Yeah, so this will be Sunday's stream. Oh, wait, 1905. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop because we're going to do this on Sunday. I keep getting distracted and trying to look at things. But yeah, okay, so we are going to call it here. After almost 3 hours of searching, we didn't give up, and it was all it took. I mean, what? I don't even remember what I saw. What made me see Reverend John H. Brown initially? I think I was just looking up Brown, the name Brown in the newspapers during that time. Wow, okay. All right, so yeah, what a crazy journey. We found some of these initial newspaper entries for her, but nothing else. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. All right, yeah, we will do more. It was this obituary right here that specifically says Mrs. Amy and Edna. The fact that's crazy coincidence that both of them didn't marry, because that means that was able to, because if they both married and it was just like Mrs. Albert Ackerman and like all these other names, I would be like, okay, now I have to do more research to like find out what their names are. But the fact that both of them are right there, God, that's awesome. Whew. All right. I am ending it. I am ending this now. And we will be back on Sunday to research more of this. To actually research her. All right. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and head on back to the office. Oh. Whoops. Forgot I still had this up. But oh wow, I am ecstatic right now. I feel like I could run a marathon after finding all that information. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new here, I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. I do these streams every Wednesday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to know, but sometimes I do guerrilla streams. So if you want to know when I go live next, make sure you go ahead and hit follow. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a stream this weekend other than on Sunday. Sometimes I do a stream like on Friday or Saturday. I don't think I'm going to be able to do one this weekend, because I am busy with some things. But I will definitely see you here on Sunday, where we will continue to look up, to actually look up Amy, and figure out what in the world is going on with her. But yeah, okay, let's go see right now if we can find somebody to raid. Let's see, who is live? Go ahead and raid this person. We're gonna raid this person. They're doing another, also doing a reading and writing stream called, their name is Adri Wonderland. So if you guys could stick for around for the raid, that would be great. All right. Let me just do a quick. Raid messages here. that one for subs, and then this one for followers. All right. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was a crazy roller coaster of a stream. And near the end there, it was getting so hopeless and like accepting defeat. And then we clenched victory from the jaws of defeat right at the end there with this one obituary article. That's all it took. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday, where we'll be actually researching this. And yeah, until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Take care, everybody.